Do you have it in you to make it epic?
I wouldn't call Mad Max a massive film series like superhero movies or James Bond. I still reckon that when we think of a brutal, post-apocalyptic dystopian future, Mad Max is the first image that comes to mind. Now, I just watched Furiosa and thought comparing the new movies to the oldies could make a fun YouTube video. Before we start, obviously, I know the new ones will look and sound much better. The first one by George Miller, released in 1979 in Australia, had a tiny budget. But a fun fact, it set a Guinness record for the most profitable film until the Blair Witch Project in 1999. The biggest change, visual and sound, is that Fury Road and Furiosa are much more cinematic. The original trilogy looks like a TV movie, while the latest additions have all the bells and whistles we expect from a blockbuster. Now, the color grading, the wide camera pan and the roar of the engines hit us in a gut.
Remember me?
It is interesting how music has changed over the decades, especially cinema music. The score in the original Mad Max trilogy is more symphonic, like we hear big orchestral tunes. Fury Road is much more percussion-based, with some tunes on top, but Furiosa is definitely Zimmer-like, with drums all the way. Like, I literally cannot remember any tunes from the movie, just the onslaught of the massive percussion. Did you know that there were 2 video games based on the franchise? Everyone knows the 2015 PS4 Xbox One open-world game, which wasn't too bad. I played a little bit, it was clunky at times, but a lot of people enjoyed it. But there was another game I learned about when writing this video. Mad Max for NES was released in 1990. I didn't play that one though. Furiosa is all about bikers. Yes, we get the big hauling truck and cars, but Dementus is the leader of this 1,000-strong biker crew. The engines roars at the movie's front and center, and I could hear they put a lot of work in designing the sound.
The 6 foot There's a violence to that machine which is brutal. It's a big, loud, angry monster truck.
There has been too much violence, too much pain. None here without sin.
Once again, we send off my war rig to bring back gasoline from Gastown and bullets from the bullet farm. Ladies and gentlemen!
What's mad to me is that George Miller, the Australian filmmaker who created the franchise, directed the first one in 1979, when he was 34 years old, and the latest Furiosa at 79 years old. Mate, I want to be doing stuff like that when I'm 79. What a legend. He also won an Oscar for Happy Feet in 2006. Like, what?
Is she taking them?
She didn't take them, they begged her to go!
Like with other comparisons, it's just fun to look at these films and the characters changed over the decades. It's kinda mad that the first one is like 45 years old. Can you imagine still working on a project you started almost half a century ago? But what is the verdict on Furiosa? Now look, I'm not like a massive Mad Max fan. I enjoyed the movie, but personally thought that Fury Road was a bit better. Furiosa sounds great and looks great, apart from a few dodgy CGI moments. But the issue for me was the length of the movie. At the beginning, I was hit with the roar of the bike engines, the vast expanse of the desert, and the Australian campiness of the dialogues, the spectacle of violence. Now this carried on, right? But halfway through the movie, it started kinda lose its impact, and by the end of it, I was kinda numb to it. I felt like the beginning of the movie was stretched too long and the end rushed. I think it could help to trim it, maybe like 30 minutes, because it was a long movie. It's a long movie, 2.5 hours long. But overall, I enjoyed it, yeah? I'd give it between 7 or 8 out of 10. So if you have a spare afternoon with nothing to do, go and see it in cinema. It looks and sounds great. Thanks for watching.